One last adventure, the making of Stranger Things Season 5. Just what I needed in my life.
There have to be some monsters in the abyss.
I agree.
It's crazy if there's nothing there, I think.
Feel wonder about demo fatigue at the...
All I thought was, feelings aren't facts, sweetheart. Did we really need a documentary to one of the worst seasons to Stranger Things? The Duffer Sisters here said, yes we did, and so did Fruitcake Netflix. Chapter 9, How to Make a Fruitcake Season! We got the Duffer Sisters shooting this amazing garbage here. And damn, they're doing all this to make more fruitcakeness. And oh boy, this one is gonna be good, isn't it? Yes, it was 10 years to make a solid show into now a fruitcake. Isn't that amazing? The baking here was pretty damn cooked, or should I say, straight f***ing burnt!
And the ending falters, and they just discard the rest of the show. You can't leave anything dangling. You have to wrap everything up.
The whole show is a complete joke of plot holes. If you didn't realize that or not, wrapping things up here was the last thing these fruitcakes wanted to do. The Duffer Sisters don't even know what they're talking about. If the fans know more than they do, that's a pretty bad. They're pretty good starts, but terrible finishers. Everyone's gonna remember the beginning and the ending the most, but clearly these two are getting fish inside of them as they can't make their volcanoes explode in a spectacular way!
We went into production without having a finished script for the finale.
Did you hear that right? What the f are these clowns doing? And obviously, clearly Netflix didn't give a shit, because that's basically 99% of their content is unfinished crap, and they just, yeah, it's good enough. You can submit a half-done script and they'll be like, good enough. Like, goddamn, these are the biggest fruits ever! And they wanted to get the finale good, but they fumbled it so damn hard. Even with all that cash. $500 million for this shit. This right here is why Stranger Things Season 5 is trash. Just look at all these fruits. All they know is how to make fruit and nothing else!
Keep it ambiguous. We keep it ambiguous
No, I mean,
up till the moment
if she comes back and has an
Obviously, it's nice to see the Duffer Sisters here argue, because damn, they f shit up way too much. And you just know they got into heated arguments, because damn, this shit was ass!
Something's wrong with me.
You're gay!
One thing I will say, maybe adding more males in the writer room would have helped make this season even better, because damn, these Scissor Sisters right just as good as the Duffer Sisters! Straight trash!
Our expectations they are with the audience, and how do you meet those expectations but surprise the audience still?
They talk about meeting the audience expectations, but truly, they didn't really care, because they introduced more fluff characters like Holly and Kay, the most useless characters ever!
Ross and I had no interest in writing at all. We wanted to direct. We realized that the best way in was probably writing.
I will be honest, they are right about directing here, and in order to really do something, writing is the only way forward, because waiting on someone else to write a script, especially for you on an indie scale, they probably won't help you. So you gotta do it yourself. Basically gotta do everything yourself! And sometimes you have to force yourself to just write if you want to be a filmmaker. Then we got Sean here, the fruit. He talks about coming of age fruitcakes in the horror genre here, and how they struggled and shit to get this bitch going. And it was like, blah, blah, blah. Get on with the season 5 trash! Is it me or all these people fruits? They all seem like they're taking it right up their starfish! Of course they didn't know if Stranger Things Season 1 was gonna be hit. It's basically f***ing gambling here. If you didn't know that already. It's almost like hitting the f***ing jackpot here. Even if this thing even got greenlit. You just throw your lottery tickets out, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't! I like how Stephen King was the Duffer Sisters' inspiration here, and of course he also likes kids, and so do they. Just giving them juices. I don't know what it is, but these weird-ass adults like doing freaky shit to kids! I don't know what the hell that's all about. I don't know, maybe they just like kids too much, maybe? Maybe that's what it is? And now they got a goddamn table read and the fruitcakes here are all together as one big fruit salad.
Probably should have killed some of you off.
You f***ing think? Like, look at how many there are. And they're all waiting around like, damn, nobody got the bye-bye turn off? Everyone's thinking, damn, this guy's a fruitcake. And now we get to the real talented people here doing the production design. And I think these folks deserve way more recognition as they're the true heart and soul of making this shit even come together. Even the costume designers, these people also bring the damn show to life. So seeing all this work from them makes you appreciate them even more.
I have 250 shooting days, but it's not enough.
And I thought 250 days of shooting, that's insane. To make this trash? Gay! What the fuck? And then you got the DOPs here and they're doing some solid work. The technical aspects are pretty good. I don't have any problems with that shit. Then we got this homie breaking down props and shit, and yeah, I know it's tough. But luckily they got 500 million for a season that didn't even live up to the previous seasons. They got lots of sets and locations for what? To make the most forgettable and most memorable scene ever?
I don't like girls.
You're gay!
And damn, these Duffer Sisters started a little earlier than even I did. For me, I got into this like maybe the 6th grade, got into like a little bit of acting and did some shitty films in junior high and shit. And then high school, I just wanted to get through that garbage like season 5! They're talking about inspiration here and homie is crossing his damn legs like he does have nuts! Maybe he likes nuts in his fruitcake! Now they're shooting the first episode to this amazing show, Chapter 1, The Damn Crawl. And of course it's just a set with Will saying,
I don't like girls.
Will, get the fuck out of here! This is a documentary.
All these real kids and real...
And Noah, shut the fuck up and go fruit somewhere else!
For us, Will really is the heart and soul of season 5.
Cause a fruit coming out as a cake is all that is needed. And damn, these kids be acting better than me at a young age.
There were damn bottles in the garbage.
That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
But then again, they didn't care what many people thought of them at that age. Let's be honest here. The acting was a lot better in the first season than this season!
Friends? No thanks.
Gay! We got Fish Lips doing her shit here because I don't know what the hell she's doing. She just shows up randomly because that's what actors do. They don't really do a whole lot. They just show up and like, where's good? Oh, everyone else is cleaning up? Nah, fuck that shit. I'm out of here. And look at all these fruits congratulating each other. What? They're just excited to make trash? Maybe that's what it is. Fish Lips rambles on about 11. Yeah, we get it. We've seen the show. Bitch! The scene between Mike and Holly here was such a damn fluff piece. Nobody's gonna remember it. They keep talking about these scenes that people are gonna remember. Shit. Nobody's gonna remember this shit. All they're gonna remember is,
I don't like girls.
God damn it, Will! Get his bitch ass the f out of here. At least the Duffer Sisters here hired their drama teacher, and that's cool at least, but did she also know their fruits?
I don't know if we would have survived high school without her.
If you couldn't survive high school without a drama teacher, you got problems I can't fix. Like maybe serious ones. And I'm gonna be honest there, you might have serious issues. Maybe no one liked you because they're goddamn fruitcakes! At least they gotta thank their parents for believing in them. Cause shit, not many people believed me in making this masterpiece!
It better not be the drawing I did of a girl's boobies and a guy's ding-dong.
I think they love working with kids here. Cause they know they can't make anything without kids either! And it makes you really wonder, what's up with the crane on the camera here? Don't they just run and gun here? Nah, they got $500 million to blow! Chapter 2, another episode of pure fluff here. And of course they needed a kick-ass mom, cause all the dudes are so feminized, they don't have an ounce of testosterone at all. And she wants to be an action hero, and
she starts to evolve. The evolution to being an action hero is the natural progression for me.
I'm like, no the f it ain't! What are these fruits even talking about? She's a woman with less testosterone, or you never know, maybe she'll just whip out her cock And it's 2026. I just expect it now. Just, you know, whip down the pants and show it to everybody. You might as well do it! Just do it! And this is just the absolute feminist scene because everything is filled with fruit here. And they gotta add more to it. So it just becomes a fruit salad? I think that's what it is. But they're like, let's feminize this shit even more. And if Karen here actually encountered a Demogorgon poo-poo head, she would just run naturally. You ain't fighting a damn alien! You're not doing it! Bitch! No way in hell anybody, even me, I would run away. I'd be like, shit, I don't care, I'm jumping out the goddamn window! That's what I would do. I don't care, cuts and all, whatever. But I ain't no fighting no damn Demogorgon poo-poo head.
Audiences are getting increasingly savvy to lots of cuts.
Yeah. And no, it's not really about the cuts at all. It's about making something the audience can actually get behind. But this was not it! Like, what do they not understand? It's not that hard to comprehend it. They wanted to make something for them. They didn't want to make anything for you. That's what they do. They don't care about the audience at all. If they actually cared, they would make it good. They'd be like, oh, what does the audience want to see? What could we do to make everything more emotional or something? They get Will saying,
I don't like girls.
He's gay.
God damn it, Will! Ah! And this chick is doing sissy push-ups here. If you have a cock, you gotta go all the way down to the floor. You gotta push your dick all the way down. And that's the way it rolls. You might as well get a good Woody there and it just like hits it to the floor. Because that's what it seems like. She's got such a hard on, she can't even get all the way down to the floor.
They've always written strong women. I've always loved what they've given me to do.
Yes, because they're male feminists. And the only way to make this a coming fruit to cake is getting the sisters to write this shit! And Ram Girl here can't shut the f up for the love of God!
Max is a good role model for girls out there.
Max here isn't exactly a good role model for girls either.
Why didn't I fight? Why didn't I help her?
That was old Holly. You would now. There was nothing that you could do in those moments, Holly.
Max is a walking contradiction, like majority of women. They don't even know what the hell they want. They don't even know if they're a good role model or not.
We like the idea that young kids are watching this, maybe feeling like it's right on the edge of what they shouldn't be seeing.
Well, I'm being honest, this isn't really a show for kids. This is a show for fruitcakes! Look at all these people working their asses off to get paid and see how trash this shit ended up. You can't make this shit up, like it's crazy. Imagine working your butt off and then you see the final project and you're like, damn, this was shit. Then you see Cali Girl here and I thought, get this bitch out of here.
It's not like we don't know where the ending is. It's like it's all plotted. I just have to write it.
Like, damn, he wrote all this and not finish the ending. You got to be f***ing kidding me. They just literally made this shit up as they went along. Even for our film Big Man Rising, we at least had the ending. We knew where to go. These people, I don't think they had a f***ing idea. They're just like, yeah, we don't really know where to go, so we're kind of just making shit up as we shoot this shit. It might turn out because, you know, we got $500 million here, you know? So far watching this documentary, the more you just comprehend how dummies get hired to make shit. Maybe they could have hired some more competent writers. But nah, these homies gotta make their dough. And yeah, it takes a while to build a goddamn block of buildings for your trash ass show! And yes, the Duffer Sissies make a one-shot, one of the hardest things you can do. But when you got $500 million, who cares about story? Well, you got the technical shit. So let's do that instead. And of course, this other stunt coordinator is a woman. And I was like, my God, whatever happened to the dudes doing the stunts and shit? Oh wait, it's time to be progressive and shit.
People don't understand when we're not killing people off because we were always like, oh, we have to maintain this sense of fun.
Yeah.
Right. In the show, or it doesn't become the show anymore.
And it's not about the sense of fun. It should be the sense of, this is high stakes. One wrong move, you get the bye-bye, turn it off in here. Like, don't kid yourself. He's looking at it as like a pure fantasy where the characters all live. And this is a world where it's a little more logical in some sense. so it has a lot more stakes, and it's not exactly what the audience wants. They don't want just fun. They want to feel immersed inside of it. These people do not get this. I don't know what is so hard to grasp here. You got to make the audience feel like it's real. Once you pull them out and you take away that little bit of illusion, you're f***ed. You lost the audience. That's what I'm trying to get at. And these Duffer Sisters lost the audience because they wanted to make a bunch of fruitcakes. They might as well just become bakers in here, for all I know. Instead of directors and writers and shit, they might as well just open up a goddamn fruitcake bakery.
I love fruitcake.
And the nuts.
And it really just goes to show how little they truly understand the audience. That's really what it is. Frank, the Baldy boy here, loved the show and loved his paycheck. That's why he directed. Plus, if he loved it, he would have said that script is trash! Oh right, they added Kay in here, the most useless queen ever. Just stand around, do nothing. This has got to be the easiest paycheck for Linda Hamilton.
Matt and Ross do not write simple scenes.
Yeah, the Duffer Sisters don't write simple scenes. They just have Will saying,
I don't like girls.
F off, Will! Get your fruitcake ass out of here! And it seems like this whole documentary is them talking about the show and filming season 5 and still coming up with a damn finale! And they still managed to f it up. They still couldn't wrap everything up. That's just crazy.
What's going on in the abyss?
Yes, Duffer Sisters, what's happening in the abyss here? And how do you do it? You gotta have a spider mind gayer thing in here with a mangina! And that's Will's weakness. Manginas!
It'll outrun them so quickly.
At least this Duffer Sister is being logical that yes, that thing would outrun them instantly. Well, we knew that. That thing is huge.
That's what she said.
That f***ing mind gayer thing.
There have to be some monsters in the abyss.
I agree.
There has to be Demogorgon, bat, dog, like something.
Well, no shit. That's what we all wanted. And they didn't put that shit in there.
It's crazy if there's nothing there, I think.
The only writer in here that knows what to do, and the rest are like, nah, bro, you're speaking too much logic in here. And then this queen says,
yeah, I guess like I maybe feel wonder about demo fatigue at the...
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And you see what I mean? This chick ruined everything. Just straight trash. This is what happens when you let them queens come up with trash instead of others with logic.
It's crazy if there's nothing there, I think.
Feel wonder about demo fatigue at the...
All I thought was, feelings aren't facts, sweetheart. And just look at all these fruits in this classroom here. Maybe they should just go back to school so they can find how to end a damn story.
We tried to not go too crazy.
Yeah, we know. It fell flat on their asses here.
Can't get these sets ready in time.
And then down into the desert. And then I don't know what the f happens to them.
Homie is exactly bang on. Nobody knew what the f is going on in here. Nobody knew. And this is what happens when you have too much money and no finale script done. Like, what a joke this shit is. Homie here says,
and it has to be great.
Man, did this shit not age well? I don't even know why they released this shit. I honestly have no idea. Makes no goddamn sense. So far, this documentary has just made things worse. Like, they look like incompetent fucking idiots.
We're not gonna shit the bed at the end.
That's like
it's like.
And did they ever shit the bed at the end? Like, they probably knew deep down.
Never half-assed anything.
No, but it's...
Well, you're about to. If only you knew that the audience would be a bit sour on this shit, because this shit was fruitcake! Now they're demolishing the sets so they can do some other fluff sets inside the Mind Air fruit thing! I don't know, it was just there for show and it was like, cool, there's a big ass monster. Everyone's gonna live, yay!
Why are you gay?
Like you have a melting office building.
Now, that's not a melting office here. That's the House of Jizz, bro. Get it right. And why is it the House of Jizz? No idea. But the Duffer Sisters are like, it's kind of kinky and freaky and shit. So we'll go with that. Doesn't have to make any sense at all. Just like this entire season. This was a great spot for Nancy and Jonathan to get the bye-bye turn it off in here. But the Duffer sissies decided not to do that. They could have had a very emotional scene. It would have paid off. But everyone has to have fun. Everyone has to come out alive, because then it's not fun. Duffer's sister says,
I think it's gonna be one of the more memorable things.
Definitely.
As crazy as it is.
yes, it's gonna be memorable in all the wrong ways. You got people saying it's the house of jizz here. Let's be honest here. Who thought of that and said, you know what, this makes sense, the house of jizz. Bunch of gooey ass liquid and shit. And they're like, yeah, this is a good idea. No one thought that through their brains like, I don't know about this, guys. Nobody is critiquing anything. All they're doing is getting paid to do a job, and they're like, yep, bend her over, get her in. And of course his sister says,
at the end of the day, the audience cares most about the characters.
yes, but it's also okay to make them go bye-bye, turn it off too. Like, stop being such a bunch of pansy asses in here.
Max emotion, max spectacle colliding at the same time.
There was none of that shit. It was a joke. And they're just here convincing themselves they did something cool. And they did not. And I guarantee there were a few people who actually critiqued the scripts, but they didn't want to lose their jobs, so they didn't say shit. You can almost see it on their faces in here. They're just like, yeah, okay, like, I'm getting paid for this shit, so I don't really care, but I can't wait to see this trash. Oh, say the people building the sets here know what they're doing. It's just the top tier f***ers who don't.
I find playing characters that are too happy really uncomfortable.
It's probably because you're an actor. They're all types of up. Honestly, they are. They're all kind of screwed up in the head. It's just the way it goes, I guess. Something ain't right. Vecna Epstein dude was cool coming out of the Upside Down here, and I will admit that was when it really stops being cool. Cause then we got Will saying,
I don't like girls.
damn, every time, Will. I'm just gonna have to beat his ass. Shit, maybe he'd like that.
You're gay!
At least they brought out the Ronin 4D here, and that shit is cool as shit, but they're obviously not gonna use it. It could have been ease of use there, but they're like, yeah, let's make this season look a little more expensive with a bigger ass camera. And I'm like, cool.
I was a dancer as a kid growing up.
And I'm like, damn, there's a lot of fruits in here. There's a whole fruit salad. There's a big fruit salad in here. But you can't make this shit up at all. Chapter 4, The Fruit Sorcerer. Now they're rehearsing for the Fruit Sorcerer scene, and so far it seems like it's the only scene they put a lot of effort into, and I will say at least it's decent until the Fruit Sorcerer uses his power, cause he's a fruitcake! It's always the fruitcakes that got powers and shit. Make it make sense here. And yeah, this is exactly what happens when you try doing a one-shot. It's multiple damn takes. People will appreciate it, but they won't appreciate all the effort it took to get it. And you know, at least they showed the weather going to shit some days, cause damn, that shit can ruin filming. Vecna Epstein here doing some weird ass shit here, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
His own struggles and his own sexuality kind of becomes a superhero.
And Will is such a goddamn wacko in here. We don't need to know he's a fruit. Yeah, we get it. He struggles with his sexuality and shit. Like, we don't care, bro. In the 80s, they would have hit all that shit. They would have been like, damn, we staying in the closet. Vecna Boy here is just listening to music nonchalantly. Okay, cool. Will Boy here is always on his damn knees. And you're just thinking, god damn. He's just waiting for them vine tentacles up in his booty hole. Now we got the Fruit Sorcerer once again here.
Do you have a script?
No.
Exactly, because it's just made up all on the spot.
We are shooting episode 8, which isn't completely written yet. We don't even fully know what's going on.
Chapter 8 is getting shot and it's not done. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this garbage? Like, just imagine you're shooting a scene and you don't really know where it's going. I would honestly be worried there at that point. And they just wonder why this shit is trash. Because they don't even know what they're even doing! This Duffer sister here looking like, damn, I just made some garbage here. Yeah, he knew it. He definitely knew it. And it's always nice to see them screwing around and not doing much at all. Could have been working on that script, but he said, nah!
We were getting hammered constantly by production and by Netflix for episode 8.
And I thought, no fucking shit, eh? Really? The people that need to know what the hell they're doing, and you can't even give them the goddamn script? Because you guys don't know how to end your goddamn show? Well, it doesn't even matter because it's trash!
We had to make sure the script was good.
You can't make this shit up. Like, this is coming out at the worst time. This was just... Like, it just makes you want to shake your head. What were these people thinking in here? Every time they show a new scene in this documentary, it just makes everything worse. This is literally how to make shit. And this is the exact reason this show was fruitcake trash! And straight to the garbage bin! Then we got chapter 6 cum lots here. Sean Boy the Fruit is directing some silly fluff. Just amazing, right? Then we go back to the House of Jizz here, and let's be honest, nobody thought about that. Nobody thought about the jizz part. Nobody. Let's go on. Then we got John Boy and Nancy screaming for help here, and again, this scene should have made them go bye-bye, turn it off. They weren't really needed, to be honest. They just wanted to have Ram Girl here be Rambo for a bit and do some feminized bullshit, because everybody loves that, right? Everybody loves that nowadays. So Hollywood just keeps doing it. So you might as well just make more of it. Could have had a very emotional scene there, but they said no.
When you're in a moment and it's just not working out, you can't have a tantrum. You can't give up. You can't shut down.
Homie is right here. There's not much you can do if things go wrong. And you literally have to adapt and move forward. That's filmmaking in a nutshell. Otherwise, you're just fucking cooked!
I've been stressed for 3.5 hours.
And homie is stressed here because his season was fruit salad. All types of f***ery in here. They probably had some mayo, pickles in here, and all types of weird shit in that goddamn fruit salad. Because it was all types of f***ed. Now they get to the table read for the final chapter, and damn, they're finally finishing that garbage. After how many episodes here? And damn, that's a whole lot of fruits in one room. God damn!
Chapter 8, the right side up.
Chapter 8, the fruit side up is what he really meant. And while Steve survives, they're like, damn, nobody gets the bye-bye turn it off in here. I'm pretty sure someone was hoping they were gonna get the bye-bye turn it off in here. I think it would have made it a lot more better. But you know, when you got the sissy Duffer sisters, they make it always better.
Just not like you guys do.
Oh, that is so gay.
As they read it, it seemed alright, but damn, this shit was straight garbage. I'll give them this, the epilogue was decent, but the first half, not so much.
Friends? No thanks.
You're gay!
It could have been way more emotional with people getting the bye-bye turn it off, but they decided not to. It's kind of unfortunate. Will the fruit crying, and these fruit cakes are all just crying in here, and I'm like, damn. So glad I wasn't in that room. And then we got Linda Hamilton in here, and she's like, what the f am I doing in here? Just like her damn character. Just f***ing useless. And I guess they skipped out on the whole first part because they didn't want to talk about that trash.
This show is such a unique show.
It was unique until someone had to be different and say,
I don't like girls.
I love fruitcake.
And the nuts.
Someone spews off.
We did not bring enough weapons.
Yeah, you're damn right you didn't. You didn't bring enough anything. And now we see them filming the last episode, and my god, did they not think this one through at all. What the hell happened to the Demogorgon poo-poo heads? And the bats and shit? Where was all this epicness we all wanted? Definitely not in this show.
Throws the rock from that direction.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Homie was like, damn, I can't visualize shit. This is all shit. I'm getting paid, so it doesn't really matter. And then we got fish lips going into the mangina hole again. Exactly what we needed! Now they're finishing the set piece for the spider mind gayer thingy here. And at least they appreciate them sculptors and painters and shit. And this shit looks good. I'm gonna be honest. The production design looks good. Everything about the technicals and all the art shit, cool. The writing and some of the acting. Some of the VFX, not so great. Bishop's here shows up and she's fighting Vecna Epstein here in a costume. Vecna here getting pumped with all them damn juices here. And then homie here says,
even season 2, we don't have anything as gnarly as Bob's.
Yeah, this whole season was completely pussified. You're supposed to keep amping it up, not toning it down, but it doesn't make any sense. And you could just tell the Duffer sisters here got soft. That's why they went from bros to sisters. And what the hell are they dancing for? This shit was amazingly garbage. Vecna Epstein here wrapped this trash, so who cares about him? And now we start to ending this weak ass finale here. And it looks like they're getting some shots of Kay for God knows what reason. She doesn't do f all. We see 11 dipping out of the truck because of course she lives. They gotta leave this shit open for when the Duffers' next projects don't do well, they can come back to more fruitcake. Fishups here goes on and whatever. And now they're wrapping up shots here. And then you got everybody crying and shit, and if only this was good, then it would mean a hell of a lot more than a fluff piece and a goddamn joke of a series finale. And Will saying,
I don't like girls.
God damn it, Will! Get the f out of here! This shit isn't Stranger Things, this is a documentary shit. A documentary we did not need. And look at all these fruits hugging out. I'm like, God damn, there's so much fruit. Where's the testosterone in here?
Son of a bitch.
There sure is f***ing any in here. Then we got the last shot and homie looks like he's gonna cry. Yeah, and I'd cry for how shit this was. And this has gotta be the biggest fumble you could ever make. This was just terrible. This is a terrible season. They should just wipe this from existence. We can just have the cliffhanger of season 4 and I think this would be fine. So many people here made this poo-poo. They made a poo-poo. And they're all clapping and shit here cause damn, they're about to make the
biggest piece of dog shit
ever. And now the Duffer sisters here are about to talk. They make a speech and all this other shit and it's like, cool. Congrats on making a shit season. And then we got Will here crying. I'm like, what the f is this? And I think it's probably because he doesn't like
girls.
And then everyone was crying and shit. And then I almost had tears. No, the shit was fruitcake. And damn, this is like a whole damn wrap-up party here. You gotta spend that 500 million. Again, if only it was good, it would mean so much. But it's a meaningless documentary about them being complete incompetent filmmakers. It's honestly like they didn't even take any critiques in here. You're just like, yeah, these scripts are good. And it's just like the indie scene as well. No one says anything. Everyone's afraid to critique somebody. But at least the one guy said, yeah, where's the Demogorgon poo-poo heads and the bats and shit? Because that's what was needed. But they wanted to listen to the queen over there. God damn!
You have to. You have to move on.
Yeah, they had to move on and rush the whole last season. That's exactly what they did. I guess the pressure was on them too much and they just couldn't handle it. And they pretty much folded here because they couldn't live up to the expectations of the fans. And I do agree in some capacity, it is a lot of pressure to make something better, but you literally had a great cliffhanger to season 4 to make something all gloomy and doomy and shit. That's what everybody was looking forward to. But you decided not to do that shit, which is wild. And honestly, the fan shit just wrote this shit instead. I think it would have been way better. Like some of people's like theories and stuff for what the season was gonna be was way more interesting than what this show was. That's the craziest part. They then play a song, Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash here. And then we got the credits rolling and then Will says,
I don't like girls.
Seriously, Will, get the f out of here. This is a trash documentary. Overall, this documentary showed how so many people are incompetent and they had no idea what they were doing. That's really this documentary in a nutshell. And I'm not really sure why they had to release this. Was it just for content? Because damn, this makes the show even worse! Making shit up as they shoot is just crazy. For the last season, you're ending your like baby here. And they decide, it's good enough. That's what they basically did. I think what they could have done is done it like Breaking Bad, where you had the one part of the season in the first year, and then have the second part in the following year. I think that would have probably been better. But they decide not to do that shit. They basically made 8 movies here, and it's something they should have probably figured out before production. Let's be real. Should have had the beginning and the ending completed. It's not that hard. You had writers and other people that could have wrote for you guys, and they decide, not really. I don't want to do that shit. Maybe they just wanted too much money. Did the money get to their heads? Possibly. I could probably see it. And they just got tired of the show. Because sometimes you get fatigue. Like people getting Demogorgon poo-poo head fatigue here.
Wonder about demo fatigue at the...
Nobody is getting the Demogorgon poo-poo head fatigue here. That queen there should shut the f*** up. We wanted more of that shit. In a way, this documentary is like a participation like ribbon or something, and they just give this to you after watching their trash, and they're like, yeah, this is how we made our trash. And I'm genuinely sad that they didn't have any BTS of how Will doesn't like girls. Where the hell was that shit? It was supposed to be in here. I thought this was Will's season, and it was not, because they didn't put that shit in here. I wanted to roast the shit out of that goddamn scene. It would have been the fruitcake, and it would have been burnt fruitcake after! If you guys like this video, like, comment, and subscribe for more fruitcake content. And if you didn't like this video, you probably don't like girls! So bye-bye, turn it off!
End series.
I love fruitcake.
And the nuts.
So long, gay boys!